Well, that's the polytunnel gone. Morning. Welcome back to Alan's Allotment. Been a long time. I pretty much didn't do anything with the garden much last year. I've just been way too busy concentrating on the chickens, as that's where you will have seen me leave off. I've now got where I want to be with all of that, and I've all the breeders sectioned off and we're starting all over again. However, I've decided I need to do something with this garden. It's an absolute shambles. It's 12 months. And I've got a bit of a catastrophe on my hand, which is something that's got to be sorted out at a later date. But I'll spin you around and I'll give you a look at a little bit that we've made a start. So we're now into the third week of March, and I'm only just starting to make a start on the garden. And it's an absolute shambles, as you'll see when I turn you around. Right, so on a positive note, I thought I'd better get these potatoes in. I need to get some potatoes in now at least. But they're deep as well, so I know we're going to get frosts. So I've put them in deep so that by the time they do poke their heads above, hopefully we'll be past most frosts. And they're my Jersey Royals that I kept back for seed last year. And I've planted them in here. What I've done is I've added 4 bags of farmyard manure. So I basically dug a trench. I threw the soil over here. I laid the bag in the bottom, broke it up, back over, and I kept doing it like you would with digging potato stitches. Now these are no dig beds, but they needed some nutrition because if you remember, there's a lot of sand in this because the drainage was poor. However, we've now got to the point where they now need some basically nitrogen in there. So we've put some farmyard manure in the bottom, we've backfilled it, and then I just poked holes in, and I think I've put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 6s, 18. 3, 6, yeah, 18. I've put 18 Charlotte potatoes, not Charlotte, 18 Jersey Royals. You can see nothing's improved with my memory. I forget who I am sometimes. But look at the state of this. I'll just spin you around and let you have a look. Everything's just been neglected. We've had gale force winds, storms, absolutely wrecked the joint. All this is all over again. This I'm going to turn into a tatey bed. There's still onions in there from last year. We'll just pull them out. If they're edible, great. If they're not, they'll go in the compost. I'm going to do the same with this one that I've just done with that, and I'm going to put potatoes in this bed as well. In here, I need to get on top of these weeds before they get established, and I haven't got any of my trees cut back yet, but I need to get these trees cut back. Not so much these 2 apple trees here, but this one off the path. I've still got beds here with spring onions in from last year, never touched. The rain has just washed everything right down here. It's an absolute tip. It really is. I haven't been in here in almost over 12 months. But as you can see, my fruit trees, mostly, are still surviving. With the exception of this one that needs a drink like now, or I will lose it. But you can see the peach tree is coming in bloom, but it needs trimmed, and I need to graft some of that onto that big plum tree outside that's never produced anything in I don't know how many years. This one here is a bit sparse this year, but it needs tidied up. Everything needs tidied up. On a positive note, you come down here, you'll see we've got some nice lemons on this lemon tree. So what I want to do is neglect these a bit more, and then we'll end up getting fruit off them. It seems when I look after them, I lose them. But yeah, some are looking a bit pale. I want a bit of nitrogen in the pots now and a feed. But we will get back on top of it. But this is the biggest catastrophe of all. The last polytunnel we put up, it was the big one, 20 foot long by 10 foot wide, I think. And the storm got this one. Now then, I know why, but as you can see, it's a right old mess. All the frame is buckled, twisted. It's repairable, it's salvageable, but I know why. It's such a big wide area, this one. It's such a big area, and unusually what happened in winter when we got some of these hurricane storms we got them coming from the side. I put this in here lengthways on because it's normally north to south winds we get, but it codded me and we got some westerlies and easterlies, and as you can see, the wide area, I hadn't got enough braces in there. Basically it came out the box as was. I didn't actually brace it up. It came out the box and I didn't put any braces in, and as a result of that, the pressure of the wind on that side with the area of the plastic that was trying to hold it back was just too much, and the frame gave way. I'm not saying that these polytunnels aren't any good, because they are. I should have braced it better, and then again, we can't predict Mother Nature. We didn't know the winds were going to freak out on me on these gales and turn from north to south, as they usually are, to east to west. But there we go, it is what it is. You can see the force of the gales has actually killed my fence over. I've got all this to repair. It's going to be a slow process, but I'm just going to chip away a little bit each weekend. And so I have, this should have been in September, October last year. This is my garlic. I've only just planted my garlic in there now and lifted the cover off here, ready for my onions when I get my onion sets. I am not grown from seed, it's too late now, but you can see all these need redoing again. We've had rats and moles and all sorts digging up in here in the compost bins. On a positive note, we've lots of compost, but the rats have been in here as well. Well, I suppose they've been turning it over for me, but this is all been rotted down for almost 12 months now. And likewise here, the only bit that's a bit dry on the top is the last lot of chicken manure I threw on there, but once I clean that one out and turn this again, we'll be back to square one. But you can see the rat holes running everywhere. I need to get some fen traps put down. Obviously, where birds and other animals can't get at them, they'll be contained, but only the rats will be able to get in. And we need to get the numbers down because they're getting absolutely ridiculous, as you'll see when I take you over and show you over there with those polytunnels, which have again survived every hurricane gale we've had. Right, so I've had lots of people saying, are these cheap polytunnels any good? Well, there you go, speaks for yourself. If you put them up right, and I've got several videos up there if you want to see how I done this, that has still got its original cover on. Yes, the windows are all shattered now and buggered, but the polytunnel is still standing in spite of all these gales we've had. Now, on another note, these polytunnels do get a little bit of shade off these two sheds at the front and this big one from the side, and then they've got this big fence with a windbreaker on that protects it this way. So these are a smaller area as well. So these are, I think these ones are 10 foot. Yeah, I think these are 10 by 6 or something like that. But look at those peach trees. Every single one of them's in bloom. I need to get in there and have a good clean out before the weeds come and take over. But you can see in there, the rats have been having a field day digging in there. But let's see if I can just pop you inside here and have a look. So here you go, look at the bloom on these peach trees. Beautiful every year. The elephant garlic we got off Steve and Danny, I left them in, I just didn't take them out, and it looks like they've come back and they're getting a good hold now, so I'm going to just leave them another year. But if you look down there, you'll see the rat holes digging out, trying to uproot the trees, and also we need to get some traps set in here as well. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm overrun with rats this year for some crazy mad reason, but we need to put paid to that. And then of course this polytunnel, this one's been up full 10 years now, and we did get this plastic donated from First Tunnels and it's been fantastic. However, something blew up, a piece of plastic or a post or something blew up, and it has marked this plastic, but you can see how strong it is even with the gales. That was it, the door has came off and it went into the plastic. I need to still repair this door and fix this before it gets anywhere, but you can see how strong that is. Yes, we've got that, but otherwise it's standing absolutely rugged. So I'm not going to rabble on too much of my first time back, but just to give you an idea, I've got all these beds dressed down with chicken manure and wood chips and all sorts. I'd done that earlier, about 4 or 5 weeks ago. I've got some more bare root trees here to go in. And I need to get these now dressed off with farmyard manure, ready for planting, and get this grapevine cut back. Got a fantastic glut of grapes off this grapevine last year, so hoping for good things again this year. I can just see it's starting to bud up again there now. Right, sorry it's been such a long time. I've had people asking me, pretty much, am I dead? Friends that I know that watch my YouTube videos said, we thought you were dead. We haven't seen anything of you. Well, you'll be pleased to know that I'm not. And I'm pleased to know that I'm not. However, it's going to be slow going, getting this garden and everything put back to normal. But if you want to watch how I do that, you better stay tuned. And again, thanks for all your dedication, staying with me, all your likes, comments, dislikes, subscriptions, suggestions and donations. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. We'll see you again in the next video.